not only do you need her help, but you need, at the very least, her information. You need to call her center and find out what's out there, what's available, before you make a decision that you'll regret the rest of your life. I've just met too many women now that are infertile and have psychological problems and physical problems, that if you don't get the information you need, you could make a decision that'll color the rest of your life. And you need Patty Becker. And tell me why I need you, Patty. Tell me more.
You know what I was thinking about when you were talking, Janet? Why she should come into the center. I mean, you know, they obviously know that we want them to choose life. You know, we're just telling you up front, yeah, we want you to choose life. So that shouldn't be the reason why you won't come into the center. The reason why you should come into the center is because I'm there to help you have full knowledge and understanding of what you're facing, what's going on inside your womb, you know what I mean, so that when you go to make that decision, at least you're prepared. At least you have had a chance to look at all the options, to look at abortion, understand what that attachment was going to do to you physically, emotionally, and psychologically, spiritually, and all those things. You had a chance to think them through.
Right.
And the value of the ultrasound, I mean, who can compare with it? The ultrasound itself can show whether or not you have a viable pregnancy. I had a girl just this week come in who called up, wanted an abortion. I told her we don't do abortions, but she could come in and we could, you know, counsel her, talk about the options that we talked about, give her the ultrasound. Well, the ultrasound, when we gave her the ultrasound in this room, showed that there was no heartbeat with her pregnancy. I mean, it's a bittersweet statement, you know, Janet.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is she's going to miscarry. And so did she need the abortion? No. Did she have to invest all that money into that surgery? No, she didn't have to. Psychologically, is she going to have scarring and have deep regrets because she made a decision that deep inside her heart, which I believe every woman feels, they don't really want to choose that decision.
Right.
So was she saved from all that? Yes. All because she made a step to go into a place that she knew didn't do abortions, cared about her choosing life, but was going to at least love her and give her all the information that she needed, that she could walk out. It was still her decision. No one locks anybody up for 9 months. You know, well, you came in, you're going to have that baby now. That's not what we do. But we at least show you that life is the best option for you. It's the one that's going to protect you as a woman for future pregnancies. You know, and the support that you can get to carry that baby is real, and we're here to give that to you.
Can I come into you if I'm the boyfriend? I'm the boyfriend.
Yes. I want you to come in if you're the boyfriend.
Right.
Why? Because you're 50% of that decision. You know, that is your child. You have the same rights. And yes, we have male counselors that are there, and the men and the boys go in the ultrasound room. And it helps them make that decision. Because you know what happens, Janet? When you get back in the car, the person that she's going to talk to, number one, is going to be the boyfriend. So shouldn't he have the equal opportunity to get the same information that she is, so that the two of them can say, okay, here's what we're looking at. He's very important to us.
I think a lot of times the men fear the financial burden of a child. They fear that, oh, I'm not making enough money to, you know, to make all the ends meet every week anyway. How can I take on this child? But with the help from you, they can say, this is bigger than my little financial worries. Because I know men, I don't know if it's the nature of the beast, they go out and do the gathering and, you know, that they worry about money. But you can help them through those worries. You can say, I've got your back. I can get you diapers and a crib and, you know.
One of our clients, we actually got her a grant. She had her baby. She was living at home with her parents, and she was with us for a year afterwards. And she came in one day and she said, you know, Patty, she said, I'm 19 years old. I kept my son. I love him. You know, everything was great in that area. She said, but I need to go to school someday so I can support him on my own. But I have no money. You know, what do I do? So we actually went back in our referral drawer and pulled out an organization, Janet, wrote a letter on her behalf. They ended up, she wrote them a letter stating what she wanted to do with her future. And this organization actually gave her a grant. So she actually went to medical school and does ultrasound now for a living. That's her career. So it's not just about, we'll have the baby, see you later. Yeah, we're going to do everything we can to try to make sure that you
I know Mary A.G. Cunningham has a grant association. Also, too, I had on Mary Winter from
from Angel's Place.
Yes, and they'll watch the baby while the girl's going to school, and the diapers when they need them, and the food, and they even have an early education program for these kids. You know what I mean? So they're going to end up, you know, really on top all over. So there's so many resources out there that you can connect them to.
Oh, there are, just like you said.
And what if I'm the woman who's had an abortion and needs to talk to somebody? It's 6 years after, I can't get pregnant.
Right.
Will you help me, Patty?
Oh, my. Janet, I think a little over half of the volunteers that we have at the center are women that have had abortions. And why are they there? Because they know that God loves them and that God forgave them for that abortion, and that they're there to help some other woman, to have the opportunity to sit across from someone who's interested in abortion and say, let me tell you exactly how it affected my life and what I live with. So we have a post-abortion counseling and education program. You know, Janet, if a girl comes in and we've done everything we can to help her, you know, make a choice for life, and let's say we call them a week later to see what they've decided to do. If they did choose abortion, that's the time that we have an opportunity to say to them, you know what, when you notice those feelings that we talked about, you know, the depression, when you start to not feel right about the whole scenario, you know, that it becomes overwhelming to you, that's when you can call us. So you can come back and, you know, we'll place you in the post-abortion counseling and education program. And they learn about, you know, God and his forgiveness. So there are so many women out there that have had abortions. And I'm not there to point a finger at her. I mean, you know, it's painful enough for her to live with. But I don't want her to stay there, Janet. I want her to come in and get real help and learn about God's forgiveness and learn how he can take that decision and turn it into something for her good and the benefit of those out there that are still on the fence.
Right. We talked about a woman that is in the post-abortion counseling. That's her ministry.
Yes.
And she has that silentnomoreawareness.com. Do you ever refer the girls to that website at all?
Yes. She does a terrific job. And just, you know, these are real women that have been through the tragedy of an abortion, that have, you know, suffered the psychological effects of that, and some of them physical. So that's a very valuable tool for her to go hear the testimonies, understand the reality of it, and that these women were brave enough to share their stories.
Right. I think there's so many women out there suffering, and they don't know that there's help available. There's counseling, you know, and they really need the help. I just wanted to, I have some questions here that I thought we'd get to. Are there any new programs you've introduced to your facility?
I'll tell you what's interesting that's brand new with our facility. Women that have been coming in for the pregnancy test, you know, that are facing unplanned pregnancies, women that we've seen come in for the STD testing, we're learning that a lot of these women, Janet, unfortunately have been raped. And we're very surprised at that. And some of them have not felt comfortable telling the authorities, you know, or they feel it was their fault. And now they're facing an unplanned pregnancy or a disease, and they feel locked up in the trauma of that. So we're beginning a rape program to help her walk through those steps.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's a need that we've been shown that is out there.
I remember one of the early statistics, Reardon writes a book, Aborted Women Silent No More, and he talks about if a woman has an abortion after a rape, she's 77% more likely to commit suicide.
Absolutely. Oh,
so
absolutely.
what you're saying is, here's your healing for your rape murder. You know, that we're going to rip something out of you and that's going to heal you. But we'll go on to more of Janet's ideas on this in a minute. We have to break down for a very short 90 seconds. We're going to be gone for 90 seconds. Please come back. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of interesting stuff here, personal stories, and more, a lot more. Please come back after this short break, 90 seconds. Hold your seat. You'll be glad you did. We have a lot of information here for you to take in. Thank you for listening, and we'll be right back. Hold on.
You make your way through life, deciding who you are, how you feel, and what you believe. Sure, it's hard, but you do what you know is right. Maybe your voice isn't the loudest, but it's the voice you dare to listen to.
If you're facing an unexpected pregnancy, call 1-800-550-4900.